use for somebody you spoke very highly about?
We think Woj knows what he's talking about, or?
I think so. Do you think so?
Woj always knows before everybody else. Yeah, Raymond just told me that. I'm excited for Doc and for the Sixers. He's a great coach, and as I mentioned the other day, great for the league. So I'm happy that he's quickly back in the NBA is important for the league and for the rest of the coaches.
As far as the scrimmage, were there some moments that impressed you today?
Yeah, a lot of good stuff in the scrimmage. It was fun. First of all, just to play, up on the main floor under the lights. I think the guys enjoyed it. It was a really good break from, the routine that we've developed during the first week of camp. And, we had 12 healthy bodies, so 6 on 6. We played 4 5-minute quarters, and a lot of good stuff. I think what stands out to me, probably number one, is that Looney is healthy and moving really well and feeling great, and that's probably the best news of all coming out of camp, or as camp winds down, because Loon has been such a big part of who we are over the years, and we need him. If he's healthy, the whole year, then we've got a guy we know we can count on at that center position for 20-25 minutes a night. That's a big step. And then there were guys who really played well. I thought Marquise had some good moments. Jordan Poole had a really good game. Ryan Taylor made 6 threes, which was impressive. Everybody was competing and sharing the ball and playing the way we like to play. So it was a successful day.
Steve, it's kind of interesting because several of the guys from the G League team who played well today, Taylor and Roger, and third one, and Jonathon Simmons, were guys who weren't on any team a little last spring or last winter, and then were kind of late adds to the Santa Cruz team. What do you think it says about what Ryan Atkinson is doing, identifying those guys mid-season and adding them to the roster the way he did?
Yeah, Ryan's been great. He's been a part of this organization for quite a while, and he's well respected, in these walls. And so I think this camp has been a good reminder of what a good job Ryan has done, and I think what a good franchise Santa Cruz has been, and the partnership is really strong. So it's fun to coach these guys this week. I think Jonathon Simmons has had a really good week of camp and still has years to offer in the NBA, in my opinion. And Ryan's a young player and knockdown shooter and got hot today. That was fun. Jeremy Pargo is one of my favorites. Just a basketball lifer. He's played all over the world and got a great, charismatic way about him. Always has a smile on his face. Great leader in the locker room. So we've had really good guys, good teammates, talented players, and fun to see.
You mentioned Simmons having a future in the league still. Would you see him as a fit with you guys?
Possibly. We could use the length on the wings. We know that. I think he showed that he's still got the athleticism and the length to be a factor defensively. He's got the strength to switch on to bigger players and hold his own down on the block. And offensively, he's a good three-point shooter, and he's got the ability to put the ball on the floor and get to the rim. So I'm a fan, and obviously, there's still a lot of work to be done with our roster. So we'll see how it all shakes out.
Steve, is the three-point shooting with Jonathon Simmons something he's specifically been working with you guys, whether it's in Santa Cruz or minicamp?
Yeah, we've talked to him about it. I think it's really key for him to establish that, given the sort of the modern game in the NBA. He's a guy who would prefer to put the ball on the floor and get to the rim. That's his natural game. But the ability to pull up and knock down that spot-up shot, if he can do that consistently, I think he's got a much better chance of sticking in the league.
Steve, have you talked to Doc Rivers at all, or sorry, Greg Popovich at all about Jonathon? Obviously, he coached him in San Antonio.
No, not yet. Not yet. I haven't talked to Pop this week.
A few of the bubble teams, these bubble practice teams, are cutting their time short. They've already announced they're going to end, I think, basically right now. Are you going all the way to October 6th? Have you already decided, or what's your schedule?
We're going to go all the way to October 6th, but camp is definitely slowing down quite a bit. I mean, this scrimmage felt like almost the culmination of weeks worth of practices and film sessions, but we're going to stay and basically give the players the option to stick it out, so that they can come in and play and play 3-on-3, 4-on-4, maybe 5-on-5 if we have enough guys. Some guys are leaving. Jonathon Simmons will be leaving today. He's got a family issue that he's going to tend to. Andrew Wiggins will leave this weekend at some point. So it's from here out. It sort of feels like camp is slowing down quite a bit, but we're not going to shut it down because we want to give our young players every opportunity to scrimmage, because they haven't been able to do that at all for 6 months.
I think Ray said we get to talk to Klay Bowman next, and just looking at his social media this summer, he's been in the gym a lot. Like, what do you think about his devotion to staying active and always trying to work on his skills?
Well, one of the things we love about Kai is just his devotion to the game, his work ethic, the way he approaches his daily routine. He's just a really high character person, somebody you love to have on a team, and he's a phenomenal athlete. He's a guy who probably could have played any sport, and he could be an NFL cornerback. I'm convinced. He's just got that combination of size and strength. When I say size, I mean kind of the size of a corner. To be able to move laterally and horizontally the way he can, stretch things out with incredible speed. He's just an amazing athlete. So it's with him, it's all about continuing to refine his skill as a basketball player. Just continuing to work on his jump shot, and then he's got to be a point guard. I thought his role last year was pretty clearly defined, and he did a great job within that role, picking up full court, being a pest, being a defensive stopper. He did all those things for us, so now he's got to continue to expand his point guard role.
Hey, Steve, sort of sticking on the topic of Kai Bowman, what do you recall from his famous interview now with you guys, and then also with all of the pre-draft stuff happening, how much do you guys value the pre-draft interviews and it being on Zoom and sort of that whole thing? What can you say about that whole process?
Yeah, so I was not on the Kai interview last year. I just remember Nick Uren calling me and telling me, "You're going to love this young guy, Kai Bowman. He's our kind of person, our kind of player." And Nick was right, when we signed him as a free agent and I got to know him. One of those guys you just never have to worry about, and you always know he's going to bring a positive vibe and energy to the floor every single day. As far as the interviews in general, it's the best we can do right now. So ideally, we'd be face to face with these guys, but it's not possible. So we'll do what we can online and try to make our evaluations that way.
Steve, are you planning any more scrimmages? And if so, what are the chances of Klay being involved?
There won't be any more scrimmages. There will be 5-on-5, so meaning there won't be anything formal, but we will probably have a couple of days where it's just open gym. Come in and play, choose up sides. Coaches stay out of the way, just play 5-on-5, just old school. And as far as Klay, I doubt he will play, but I'll leave that up to Rick and Klay. They've been working together every day, and if it's something that Klay wants to do and Rick allows him to do, then they'll do it.
What kind of reports have you been getting health-wise on it?
On Klay?
Yeah.
All good. Everything's been positive. So no setbacks. It's all just all part of the process of getting his rhythm and his timing back on the court, and working on any strength issues or weaknesses or things that need extra attention with Rick in the weight room. But from a health standpoint, healing standpoint, the leg is strong and he's doing great. All right, guys. See you later. Thank you. Appreciate that.